So hi, I'm David Bushman, television curator at the Paley Center, and I'm here today with Irene Ng, who starred for 4 seasons in the 90s on the Nick 90s show, The Mystery Files of Shelby Woo.
My biology reports on alligators. I used to think they were nothing but creepy, prehistoric, overgrown lizards. Turns out they're fascinating, especially if they're part of a mystery. Come on, help me solve one.
Which, I should add, went off the air 20 years ago in 1998 after 4 seasons. And Irene has lived an extraordinarily interesting life since then, and I think somewhat unexpected. I think people will be surprised to hear some of the things you've done. But let's go back and start more at the beginning. You have an interesting history yourself, and from what I understand in reading, Alan Goodman actually would interview you and then incorporate elements of your life into the character of Shelby, who was originally not even an Asian character, right?
Right. It was called The Mystery Files of Shelby Wing.
Right.
And according to Alan, our producer, when we auditioned, he felt that I was the best actress for the role. So then he had to change the last name a little bit.
So what else did he take from your life? You grew up with your grandparents like Shelby did.
Oh, yes, yeah. Just the first 5 years, my parents came to the U.S. when I was a baby.
Where were you living?
I was in Malaysia.
Right.
So they were, my dad was pursuing his MBA, and my mom was a nurse, and so they, they kind of put me in the charge of my maternal grandmother. So and then Shelby Woo also was growing up with the grandfather.
Right. As I understand it, you entered a beauty contest at the age of 16 in Allentown. You were living in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Whose idea was it to enter the beauty pageant?
My best friend and I. It was for fun, and I can't believe we did it. And we just, her mom drove us, and I borrowed a gown, a nice dress from a friend. It was very impromptu, and the only one we ever entered.
But you won.
Yes, I know.
That's kind pretty cool.
Yeah.
Surprise. What did you have to do other than?
I think we walked around, we answered some interview questions, and that was it.
Do you remember what the question was that you got?
I think it was like what I wanted to do when I grew up or something.
Do you remember what your answer was?
I think, I always thought I was going to be, I was pre-med also at college, but I think I said I wanted to be a doctor. I definitely did not say I wanted to be an actress, because that was never on my radar.
Okay. So how did you get from that into acting?
So Kathy is one of the judges at the pageant, and so she approached me and asked if I was interested in trying acting, and I said sure, and that's how it started.
So you commuted from Allentown to New York for All My Children?
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk then about Shelby and how many auditions did you do for the role?
I think 3. Yeah.
3, and how did they go?
Quite well. I thought they all went, very smoothly. I wasn't that nervous.
Were you confident that you got the job?
I was confident that I did the best I could. That was about it. Yeah.
Were you nervous about getting the job or not getting the job?
Not really. Not really, because I was already in college at the time.
You were. You keep saying college like it's nothing, but you went to Harvard.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You might as well say that.
So I was so very busy, like kind of almost bogged down with my classwork, because I was a double major. I did economics and pre-med. So it was more like I think the auditions were more like something to take me away from, my schoolwork and my exams and my report. So it was a refreshing change, but it wasn't like, I have to get this job because it's my career,
You had to move to Florida for Shelby Woo?
Oh, yes, yeah. For a few
to do
seasons.
that, and did you have a reduced load at Harvard, or did you have a regular? How did that work?
Yeah, so the first season, it was hard because I got the role in the middle of my school year. So it was too late for me to ask for, a leave of absence. So that was, I had to study and act at the same time. I would study, when I got home from filming. So that was really hard. But then the second season was much easier because I already asked for a leave of absence, so I could focus only on acting. Yeah.
And what happened with I think it was between the third and fourth seasons where you moved, Shelby and her grandfather moved from Florida to Boston.
Right.
What was that about?
There was a union issue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it had nothing to do with school then?
No. And I think there was quite a significant union issue involved.
So where did you shoot the Boston?
In Montreal.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So you left the Nick Studios in
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and let's talk about. Do you stay in touch with anybody from the Shelby Woo years?
I did for a while, but then they got busy, and so we've kind of lost touch. And of course, Pat has passed away, but I was keeping in sporadic touch with him. Yeah.
You said that you don't watch a lot of TV, but did you watch Adam Bush in Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Did you ever see that?
Oh,
he was so evil.
He was.
Yeah, you didn't see that?
I never saw any of the TV show, but I knew he was on it, and we were still in touch even after he was on Buffy. Yeah.
So, but you didn't see how evil he was.
No.
Okay. Did you have any heroes growing up?
Heroes. Yeah, more like historical figures.
Like.
Well, back then it was Mao Zedong, or like Zhou Enlai, people that modernized China.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So those are controversial.
I know. So later on when I came here, I learned more. I'm not so sure, about
So
Mao.
like in Malaysia, in your classes and stuff, they would be portrayed as heroic. Mao Zedong and Zhou Enlai.
Yeah, actually, when we were in Malaysia, they didn't feature like Chinese historical figures as much, more the Malaysian, I guess, the founding fathers. But it was more my father who's very into, Chinese modern history. So he would encourage us to read books about, the founding fathers of more modern China.
So we talked about this. From what I was able to research, you were only the second Asian American woman to star in a series. Margaret Cho was the first in All American Girl, which was a sitcom.
Oh,
that aired,
I thought she came after me.
Maybe you're right. And I mentioned to you that my daughter, who's half Asian, sort of saw you as a role model. Did you feel any extra pressure because you were Asian starring in a show and it was not that common? Is that something you were aware of?
Yes, because I would get invited to speak at, like at the Asian American Legal Defense Education Fund. So definitely, I was aware of it. And then when I went to Asia, I knew that for the children there, they subscribe to the Disney Channel. It was very rare for them to see an Asian face also. Yeah. They assume I was Hawaiian, which I'm not.
Why did Shelby Woo end after 4 seasons?
I'm not sure. I just assumed it was a business or executive decision. So.
Did you do you remember where you were when you heard that it was ending, or how you felt about that, or anything?
So I was in LA. I was kind of taking a break because I was studying for my MCATs for medical school, and I felt bad for the producers. I could tell, like Alan. I felt like I could tell he was very disappointed. But I took it in stride because, I had a national exam to study for.
So what, did he call you, Alan?
He called me in. He told me. I could tell he was very disappointed, so I felt bad for him. Yeah.
Were you surprised, or was that something that you were expecting? Or
not? I don't know. It was more 50-50 for me. So for me, it was more like, okay, now I know what I have to do, like next step. Like I really have to take this MCATs.
By the way, I recently saw that episode with the alligators. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yes.
Where did you get those alligators from?
It was in Florida.
Were they tamed alligators? Or
no,
what?
they weren't. And we were just basically saying, well, be on the lookout.
But that wasn't a real lake or something.
It was, and there
was
were
a real
alligators.
Outdoor lake.
Yes, but I think it was supposed to be one where it should be okay, but Florida, you could never tell. They're everywhere.
Tell us what happened after Shelby Woo. You acted for a little while longer after Shelby.
No.
Did you do like a Law and Order?
Oh yeah, I did some episodes here and there, but then after Shelby Woo, I took my MCATs, And then I decided, oh, I'm not sure if I wanted to be a doctor. Then I went into finance, and I was too busy to act. Yeah, then.
Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
So you must, I guess, didn't love acting enough to.
No. I to be very honest, I tried acting because my mom told me, like, my life goal was to get into Harvard. And my mom told me, my friend tells me it's not enough if you get good grades, you have to do something really special. So, and I was thinking, when the chance to go into acting came up, I thought, maybe this will be my special thing,
That's so interesting.
Yeah, so I enjoyed acting while I was on set. I really enjoyed meeting the fellow actors, but it wasn't. I didn't catch the acting bug at all. Yeah.
And the attention never did anything for you.
No.
You must be a very secure person.
Yeah, and in fact, I don't like the attention of being
right.
recognized.
So not acting is not something that's a big deal to you. You
No,
don't miss it?
No, not at all. I just did an episode on The Affair. It's a Showtime. Yeah. So great, brings back some memories, but definitely did not have me feeling like, oh, I gotta do this again.
How does that happen that you do an episode of The Affair?
Yeah. So my manager she knows that I'm very picky about the things that I go to audition for. So she asked me if I wanted to audition for this episode of The Affair. And I happened to be free that day, so I went to the audition and I got the part. And we went to LA also to film it in Montauk.
They shot out, Montauk.
Yeah, Montauk and LA.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What would you do if your kids came to you and said, how many kids do you have?
I have two.
And how a boy and a girl?
Boy is 6 and daughter is 8. Yeah.
Okay. Neither one is named Shelby, right?
No.
Okay. What would you do
I never thought of that.
What would you do if they came to you and said, Mommy, I want to be an actress
or
an actor?
I will probably make them wait a little bit.
What, eventually?
Eventually, sure. Yeah, since I already know the ropes. Yeah.
What if they said, I want to be in a beauty contest?
Probably not.
All right, so you were a financial advisor for like 7 years at Merrill Lynch?
Yes, right? Yeah, international too, division. So I travel a lot to China.
Do you have a favorite memory from Shelby Woo, either an episode or a scene or something behind the scenes or something?
I think the alligator episode. Just
why?
Because it was so interesting. We were surrounded by alligators and I couldn't get over them.
Okay. Was there somebody on the set who was like a really funny or did a lot of practical jokes?
Yeah, Pat Morita. He's the king of practical jokes.
Tell me one.
Oh, he like mooned us, he was just so funny. He was cracking jokes all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask, do you miss acting? I guess the answer is no.
No. I mean, I miss the camaraderie, when I was on the set. And actually, I remember now something really funny. One of the ADs, he used to call Pat Mr. Toyota or something like. I couldn't remember his name. He's like, and Mr. Toyota. And we all just looking at each other.
Okay. All right, you ready for the last question? And this one, you have to take a little bit of time to think about this. Where do you think Shelby Woo is right now?
Oh, goodness. She's probably like, I picture her like the how do you say, the sheriff or the head detective of some Florida town.
Okay. She married? Does she have kids?
Probably not married, probably not have kids, because she's always like, solving mysteries and cracking cases.
Does she still have all that spunk and mischievousness?
Yeah, I think so. She was just really into it.
So do you miss Shelby at all?
I do. I miss Shelby. I miss her clothes, now that you mention it. I miss her passion for solving cases. Yeah.
Okay.
So for fans of Shelby Woo, I know you're all grown up now, pursuing your careers or taking care of your family. And I hope you can bring the same passion to whatever you're pursuing as Shelby did with solving mysteries, cracking cases, and I wish you all the best of luck.